morning, students. Today we are going to see about 6th standard history unit 2, the post Mauryan India. Learning objectives: to acquire knowledge of the history of dynasty and kingdom that emerged after the breakup of the Mauryan Empire, to gain an understanding their polity, society, economy, and cultural of various kingdoms that were established in the south, north, and northwest of India, to become familiar with their contribution to early medieval India. Now we are going to see about introduction. The breakup of Mauryan Empire resulted in the invention of Shakas, Scythians, Parthians, Indo-Greeks or Bactrian Greeks, and Kushanas from the northwest. In the south, Satavahanas became independent after Ashoka's death. There were Sungas and Kanvas in the north before the emergence of Gupta dynasties. Shedis, that means Kalingas, declared their independence. It has to be noted here that through Mahatha cases to be the premier state of India, it continued to be a great center of Buddhist culture. Sources: archaeological sources, literary sources, foreign notice. Now, first we will see archaeological sources. Inscriptions: Ayodhya inscriptions of Dhanadeva, Persepolis, Nakshi, Rostram inscriptions, Moga, Taxla, copper plates, Junahat, Girnar inscriptions, Nakshi, Prasasti, inscriptions of Darius first. Next one, coins. Coins of Satavahanas, Roman coins. Next we are going to see literary sources. Puranas, Garhi Samhita, Harsha Sharita of Banapatta, Mahabhadasha of Patanjali, Brastha of Gunadaya, Madhyamika Sutra of Nagarjuna. Next we are going to see foreign notice. Huan Song, the Chinese Buddhist monk and traveler. Next we are going to see the Sungas and Kanvas in the north. The Sungas. The last Mauryan Empire, Prahaprada, was assassinated by his own general Pushyamitra Sangas, who established his Sunga dynasty in Mahatha. Pushyamitra made Pataliputra as his capital. Pushyamitra's kingdom extended westward to include Ujjain and Vitsa. He successfully replaced the influence of Bactria king Menander, but Menander managed to keep Kabul and Sindhu. Pushyamitra toward an attack from the Kalinga king Karavela. He is also conquered Vidarbha. He was a staunch follower of Vedic religion. He performed two Ashwamedha yahas to assert his imperial authority. During the Sunga period, stone was replaced by wood in the railing and the gateway of the Buddhist stupas as seen in Buddhist and Sachi. Pushyamitra was succeeded by his son Agnimitra. This Agnimitra is said to be the hero of Kalidasas Malavikamitra. The drama also referred to the victory of Vasumitra, Angamitra's son, over the Greek on the banks of the Sindhu River. The weak successor of Sungas constantly faced threats from the Indo-Bactrian and Indo-Parthians. The Sunga dynasty lasted for about 100 years. The last Sunga king was Devabhuti. He was killed by his own ministry. Vasudeva Kanva. Vasudeva established the rule of Kanva dynasties in Magadha. Importance of the Sunga period. The Sungas played an important role in defining the Gangetic Valley from the encroachment of the Bactrian Greeks. Pushyamitra and then his successor revised Vedic religious practice and performed Vishwamitra. Sanskrit gradually gained ascendancy and became the court language. Through Pushyamitra persecuted Buddhists. During his reign, the Buddhist movements at Bharat and Sanji were renovated and further improved. The great stupa of Sanji and the religions which enclosed it belonged to the Sunga period. King Karavela of Kalinga was the contemporary of the Sungas. We get information about Karavelas from the Hadihumba inscriptions. The Kanvas. The Kanvas dynasty produced four kings and three rule last only for 45 years. The history of Magadha after the fall of the Kanvas is devoid of any significant unit. The emerge of the Gupta dynasty. The four Kanva rulers were Vasudeva, Bhumimitra, Narayana, Suzarman. The last Kanva ruler, Susurman, was associated by his powerful feudatory chief of Andhra named the Sumika, who laid the foundation of the Sadavahana dynasty. Next, Sadavahanas in the south. The Kushanas in the north and the Sadavahana Andhra in the south flourished for about 300 years and 450 years respectively. Shumaka, the founder of the Sadavahana dynasty, is said to have ruled for 23 years. His successor was his brother Krishna. The later and his nephew Shatakarani ruled for 10 years, 10 years each, establishing an emerge, holding control over vast area stretching from Rajasthan in the northwest to Andhra in the southeast and far Gujarat in the west to Kalinga in the east. Shatakarani is said to have performed two horse sacrifice, indicative of his imperial position. Gautamiputra Shatakarani was the greatest ruler of the family. The extent of the empire is also maintained in the record. The domain included Maharashtra, North Konkan, Bidar, Gujarat, Kathiawar and Malwa. His ship coins are suggestive of Andhra's skill in suffering and their naval power. The Bohra inscriptions suggest that South India played an important role in the process of early state forming in Southeast Asia. Next we are going to see contribution of Sadavahanas. Literature. The Sadavahana king Hala was himself a great scholar of Sanskrit. The Gandhara school of Sanskrit flourished in the Bikon in the 2nd century BC. Hala is famous as the author of Saptasati, that means Saptasati, 700 stands in Pragit. Next we are going to see art and architecture. The Sadavahana ruler were great builders. They began constructing buildings Buddhist stupas in Amaravati. A bronze statue of the standing Buddha discovered in Okyo and archaeological sites in Vietnam resembles that Amaravati style. The later Sadavahana king issued a lead or bronze coin in the depicting ship with two masts. A stone sail discovered in Nakhon Pathom in Thailand has the same design. Gandhara, Madura, Amaravati, Bodhgaya, Sanji and Bharat were known for splendid monuments and art. The Madura school of sculpture produced the images and a life-size statue of the Buddhist, Brahmanical and Jain deities. In next class we will discuss about Indo-Greeks. Thank you students.